went ahead and shared this on a few other platforms. And listen, you don't have to be a Diddy supporter. You don't have to be any of that. But at the end of the day, we just want to keep the people honest. That's all. And I've been getting a lot of calls, a lot of text messages. Even at the conclusion of the trial, some of my own colleague, media colleagues, came up to me and said, "Mr. Byron," and these I didn't even know those people were even checking out my coverage, but they said you kept it honest and you were factual on things that you talked about during my updates, and that's all I could do. When I heard a witness testify, if I felt like the prosecution was scoring points, I came out and said the prosecution was scoring points. But then there's always a cross-examination, and there's always an opportunity to refute the claims being made by the prosecutors. But I also told about whatever I thought where the prosecutors made good points at. But then what we don't know is what the defense is going to say. And then when they came out and had the opportunity to do cross-examinations of various witnesses, I also spoke about that. And then, ultimately towards the end, I was able to tell you what I thought about the case based on listening to testimony, not reading gossip or people who didn't even show up at the court or spend the resources to make sure they were there to be able to be inside the courtroom. And also, this is not my first federal trial I've covered. I've covered many federal trials over the course of many years involving crime as well as entertainers as well as RICO cases. It's not my first RICO case I covered. So when I cover a case and I listen to rulings and I understand that laws change daily, there's annotations to law books and so forth. But one of the biggest things I was surprised about is some of the people that actually held bar cards that I don't know if they intentionally did it, but you can see from the testimony that a lot of the claims that were being made didn't support the evidence. And that we were watching two trials. As Mr. Agnifilo said during his closing arguments, there was a real trial and then there was a fake trial. And the fake trial, it was just so obvious based on who didn't show up, but what was trying to be painted to the jurors. And we had the opportunity to at least listen to one juror, alternate juror, who pretty much echoed what was being said by the people who were actually telling the truth in their coverage. It was never a situation where one side had full all bad days, nor was there a side where one side had all good days. There were bad and good days from both sides. And, we were able to see that from being inside the courtroom, from looking at the witness. The advantage that I had covering this case is not only was I inside the courtroom, but I had an opportunity to talk to people that didn't come in the courtroom, but they had viewpoints, but the viewpoints was based on gossip. They didn't have a strong position based on the evidence. And you guys who watched my previous lives, you saw that I brought people up to the camera and asked them about the case and why they had this position. And one of the things that each person said was, "Well, I really didn't look at the trial. They're going by what was reported, but didn't support anything." Guys, can you hold on, please? I got a lot of noise coming in the background. Please, 1 second. 1 second. Sorry, I had a noise in the background. Yeah. So with that said, we had to accept the outcome of the trial based on the jury's verdict. And while there are many people upset, hey, this is, what about this? What about, no, at the end of the day, we have a jury system that worked, a jury system that worked. While some are not happy about the two guilty verdicts, but that's what was really hard for them to beat. There was prostitution. It was obvious, but the only one who was charged was Diddy. Others had immunity. Could others been charged with the same thing Diddy was charged with? Absolutely. Cassie as well as Jane Doe. They've all participated in the things that he was found guilty of, but they got immunity. They were shielded from that. And that was done by design. It wasn't done by accident. And with that said, I want people to also understand that while we're looking at Jane and Cassie over here, the bigger focus should be on the government's claim of a racketeering, a criminal enterprise. They were directly going after Mr. Combs's very successful businesses and trying to sell to the public that his businesses were funded by his personal life, which was the most ridiculous part of this case. No one that has covered Mr. Combs for over 30 plus years could even fix their mouth and say that all the successful business, Sean John, the Ciroc, the multiple artists that he successfully helped grow was a product of his sexual behavior, which was the most ridiculous claim that the prosecutors put forth. And no one could see that. No one wanted to be honest about that. They wanted to think that Mr. Combs had these very successful businesses and it was funded by freak-offs. The most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. But there were people that held law degrees that was pushing that notion. So I don't buy well, the government had this to prove that. Ask yourself a basic question. Where is the evidence that a freak-off funded Sean John? Where is the evidence that a freak-off funded Ciroc? Where is the evidence that a freak-off funded Bad Boy Records? Where is the evidence that a freak-off funded Revolt TV, Revolt Music, Revolt Entertainment? Where is that evidence? Let's be honest here. No one wants to have that conversation. But you have these ridiculous people that will get online, that will try to tell you that these freak-offs was funded by Bad Boy Records and Revolt TV and all these successful enterprises that Mr. Combs owned. Mr. Combs made $100 million every year up to 2000 by running successful businesses. He amassed funds of close to $800 million. He's on the Forbes list. But you guys want to discredit all the stuff that Mr. Combs did and made the Forbes list. Just think about that. Think about all the ridiculous stories and lies that was told by people that had not a clue, not a piece of evidence that would support that. But no, now that people say, oh, well, they couldn't prove the racketeering and the sex trafficking, but you guys sound like clowns. And I saw what people were reporting, even from major news outlets. And I could call them out right now. I could call them out right now and show what their agenda was, but I'm not going to put them on blast. I even got offered an opportunity, a major project for a major news outlet, but I declined it because I saw what they were going with. I don't want to be a part. I don't want to be associated. I don't want my legacy to be associated with that quote unquote very big, large media outlet because I knew they were on the bullshit. And I want to call it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. You may not like my tone, but I'm telling you what it is. I don't need any major news outlet to keep me honest about telling the story. Some of you do. Some of you need validation. Some of you need to know that, hey, they're looking at me. They're talking about me. They're talking about me, and they're going to put my messaging out there. Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't need that. I don't need it. But the problem I have is you're trying to tear down this man's legacy with a BS indictment and those people that were pushing the government's narrative that there was a criminal enterprise was nonsense. It was nonsense. It was total nonsense. And unlike many of you that were covering this case on the ground, I've been covering Mr. Combs for 30 plus years. I've seen a lot of the great stuff he's done for people in his enterprises that benefited. There's some people on Twitter today that got on his platform, Revolt TV, and just talking nonsense. Just nonsense. But no one's talking about Hugh Hefner, who likely ran one of the biggest sex trafficking organizations in American history, bringing these young girls to the Playboy Mansion. No one wants to talk about that because that Playboy is as great as apple pie, and everybody wanted to be in the Playboy magazine. There were 16-year-old girls in Playboy Mansion, but no one wants to talk about that. Let's be honest here. Playboy Mansion exploited young girls. If we want to have a real conversation, Hugh Hefner exploited young girls. That's the conversation we should be having. Not P. Diddy, who was charged with no young girls. No young girls. Hugh Hefner exploited young girls. Do your research. The Playboy Mansion was a cesspool. But you guys don't want to talk about that conversation. There were many young white girls, some black girls being exploited by the Playboy brand. That's the conversation we need to have. That's the real conversation. But you'll want to take this very successful billionaire, Sean Diddy Combs, down because of his bedroom behaviors with his girlfriends. Sure, he shouldn't have, and I said it, and I'm never going to, and I said it to his family, and I'll say it to you guys. What happened to Cassie at that Intercontinental and the domestic violence that she suffered, that's what she was a victim of. But let's be honest here. The behavior that I seen by some of the people that look just like me covering this was sad. And many of you never covered a case before. And you don't get me started, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to get me started. There was some just pushing BS, literally pushing nonsense. Would argue me down. Hey, you don't know. What are you talking about? You just got here. I've been on this shit a long time. I've been in these courtrooms a long time. And I've been covering cases a long time. And some of you that got on national TV and was saying, yes, I see Rico. I see Rico. What are you talking about? Where's the Rico at? Did you ask yourself a common sense question? Where was any of the employees who said that Mr. Combs said, "This, I know this is criminal, and you guys got to do this because this helps me promote Bad Boy Records. This, I need you to do this, Freako, so we can get the Love album out here." No one came in and said that nonsense. I see a bunch of clout chasers on the internet. I see what you guys doing, but none of that happened. There are people who've said, I got to the courtroom. Shout out to JC, who've been, I'd say her initials are JC. She had one notion before she came to trial. And I commend her. She came as much as she could. She traveled from Philadelphia. She came to New York City. She stood on the line at 3, 4 in the morning. She dealt with the BS, but she got in the courtroom to get the facts. She didn't just sit on the sideline like a lot of you that are typing on the internet, but then bring you behind there one day, but you'll want to shout and everything. One person I know personally, I'm very disappointed with you for you didn't fix your mouth and say anything to me when you didn't bring your ass. You live in Jersey. You could have came and brought your ass to New York and sat in the courtroom, listened for yourself. Started saying, believe all victims. No, I don't believe all of nobody. I don't believe all of nobody. I'll be foolish to believe all of anybody, what anybody says, and give anyone the badge of a victim without hearing the evidence. I would be stupid to be doing that. And anyone that does that, look at them crazy. Look at them crazy. But when I'm telling you today, ladies and gentlemen, there was a serious attempt to take down the enterprise of Mr. Combs and his legacy. That's what happened. And I said, follow the money. There was a lot of money at stake here. The alleged victims was a distraction. It was the money. The tools of the government. If they were able to successfully get a RICO conviction or the sex trafficking, they were going after his assets. I've seen it happen in RICO cases. But they won't talk about the money part. It's always a money. Listen, first of all, if you're in business, you're going to ask yourself, if you get into another business or if you take an indictment, what is the cost analysis for us to be able to prosecute this man? Where can we be able to absorb the cost of prosecuting Sean Combs? This is not for the people. Will the government take a financial hit if we prosecute Sean Combs? Well, this time the Southern District of New York took a financial hit by prosecuting Mr. Combs for these bogus RICO claims that never was proven. So that's what it really boils down to, ladies and gentlemen. It was about the money. It was about the money. They will tell you, no, it's not about the money. It's about the victims. But then you hear the evidence in the courtroom. I mean, those who sat in the courtroom and took copious notes, and the transcripts are there. I have them. I posted them. I have the transcripts. I have the text messages. I listened to the witness testimonies. And shout out to all the criminal defense attorneys that was a part of this team. Every last one of them that did the work. They did the work. And I'm going to try to go through all the attorneys and give them their shout outs, starting with the lead attorney, Mark Nifio, did a great job. Teeny Garagos did an excellent job. Brian Still did an excellent job. Nicole Westmoreland did an excellent job. Mr. Jason Driscoll did an excellent job. Mr. Xavier Donaldson did an excellent job. And Mr. Estette is another attorney. This whole entire team, the entire team did an excellent job. They showed you, they showed America that having the resources to challenge a big machine, the government, it's not, they're part of the one percenters. They're part of the one percenters of winning. But that's not going to be everybody. And many people won't be able to go against the government. They put their best people on this case. Maureen Comey was one of their best. The daughter of the former FBI director, Jim Comey, they put one of their best on the case. You got to think about this. They put one of their best, but they put a rookie judge. And I thought about that. Why would you put a rookie judge on this case? Because it was a bad case from the start. So you put the rookie judge, Judge Aaron Aarons S. He's a rookie judge. He was a new judge. He was appointed by Joe Biden, and he was pushed by Senator Chuck Schumer. But he was a rookie judge, and he was in a very bad position. I would just say that. He wasn't a seasoned judge, a district judge. He was someone new. So they were able to run plays on him. I would just say run plays on the judge. And you'll say, why you call him a rookie judge? This is a RICO case. This was a very big RICO case trying to take down one of the most powerful men in hip hop, who had the resources. But you put this judge, who is a rookie judge, And not to me, listen, this, sir, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. You're going to get your stripes, but you don't want this to be a part of your legacy. There was a lot of things that you let in that you probably shouldn't let in. Even towards the end, you had the opportunity. You're being the first Indian judge in America that was appointed to the SDNY. You had an opportunity and responsibility to make sure that the people got an honest trial, a fair trial. But you had to do your research and listen to the evidence and realize that nothing about Mr. Combs' his companies had anything to do about this case. You had to know that, sir. I sat in the courtroom of some very experienced district judges around this country. And some of the judges want to let some of the stuff fly. And I get it. They put you on there. You know, I'm not saying they put you on a dummy mission. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this was never a good case to prosecute. It was never a good case. And let's talk about Damian Williams, who had aspirations to run for president. He went after Mayor Adams. That didn't prove well for him. He went after Sean Combs. He held a press conference. And you can go on YouTube and look at the press conference and think about what he said. Listen to every word he said on the press conference and watch the showboating that Damian Williams did at the press conference. I know showboating when I see it. I know showboating. He was a showboater. He was someone that was trying to elevate himself on the back of Sean Combs. He wished he would have been able to accomplish all the things that Mr. Combs accomplished in his career. But now it's a stain on your career, sir, because you went after a case that should have never been prosecuted. And ladies and gentlemen, if you disagree with what I'm saying, you can put a 2 in the chat. You can put a 2 in the chat. I'm okay with that. But I'm telling you, I've seen federal judges, district judges, do a better job in a trial. You know, John Gotti was prosecuting in the Southern District. And guys, look up who the judge was on that case. Look at the judge who was on that case. Then let's talk about some other RICO cases around the country. This was a weak case from the start. But you're fighting me, Mr. Byron. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what RICO is. You got lawyers in the say. Well, shout out to attorney Akeisha El-Shabazz, a seasoned lawyer, college professor, a former Manhattan prosecutor. She said from the very beginning, when I'm telling you guys, we've done panels, and I respect her because I've seen her win murder. She's won murder cases. She's fought people, and she's prosecuted people. And she is one of the best in the game. And she could have easily been on that defense team. Easily. But let's talk about some other the BS. Let's talk about propaganda. Let's talk about the propaganda machine that was put in place before the trial started. Let's talk about propaganda and how some have signed on to be a part of the propaganda machine. Let's talk about the leaking of the Cassie video to CNN. You guys that have been following me know what my thoughts are. That video, I believe, was leaked by someone from either the prosecution, law enforcement, but I don't believe any individual leaked that to CNN that was a private citizen. That is my belief, and I'm standing on that. I've been doing this a long time, and I know that video was worth a lot of money to the right people. A lot of money. And I don't believe CNN paid anything for that video. Not a penny. And you guys could disagree with me, but I've sold more videos by accident than a lot of you even thought about selling on purpose. So that started the propaganda machine. That started the ball rolling. And I'll show you how I'll bring it back to show you what I mean by that. Throughout the trial, that video kept coming up. Why do you think that video kept coming up? It was to paint Sean Combs, the man, as a monster. Not a drug addict, but as a monster. As a mean black guy that was enraged, and he was just this image that America loves pushing from the beginning of time about people of color. He was a monster. He kept pushing that video. So they put it in slow-mo during the evidence. Very slow frame by frame. Slow motion kicking, the hitting, the kicking, frame by frame. And then they said during the Miss Slavic's closing, look at Mr. Combs. He's coming out with a towel and looking, doesn't he look foolish? It was a lot of listen. And then you had the other people that were reporting on it that was pushing the same propaganda, kept pushing it, kept saying that the defense was just doing so awful. Every day they were just doing awful. There were the very weird sketches coming out the courtroom as well. The sketches were just, some of them that had them looking, eyebrows pointed, just weird sketches. But I was in the courtroom. I looked at Mr. Combs. I looked at him every day. I came in there. I saw him. So those sketches wasn't a fair representation of Mr. Combs. And the people that were in the courtroom will tell you the truth. Those sketches were nonsense. This is why I say we need cameras in the courtroom. We need to keep people honest. We need to have cameras with sound so American people can see what they're paying for. This notion that we need to rely on a hand-picked few sketch artists to tell the story to America is nonsense. As someone who's covered trials with cameras, it is nonsense and it's cheating the people. And what are you scared about? If you release transcripts, just make it available to everyone. It should have been speakers outside that courthouse so the people can listen to the testimony that couldn't get inside. Should be a camera. Why can't you have a still camera in the courtroom? Take the picture. We don't need a sketch artist. Just take the picture so you can see the expression. Not these weird sketches. No, listen, I know the sketch artists have a job to do, but at the end of the day, we are 2025. We have technology. Why are we still using sketches? Can anyone explain to me why we still use sketches in the courtroom when we have cameras in the courtroom and video? Can we just think about that for a second? Why are we still using sketches? Because there's no point in it. There's no point in using sketches because the depiction of certain things that were happening in the courtroom wasn't accurate. The sketch, you had to kind of envision what that sketch meant. And that sketch meant different things to different people. Because a picture tells a story better than a sketch. And a sketch is very subjective. A picture is objective. Would you agree with that, ladies and gentlemen? Would you agree that a sketch is more subjective than objective and a photo is more objective than subjective? Can we agree with that? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree, you follow what I'm saying. Put a 1 in the chat if you follow what I'm saying. So, and judges do have the ability to allow certain things in the courtroom. Judges can do that. They're not precluded from doing that. The judges are not precluded from doing that. There are judges in California who have let reporters bring their computers in the courtroom because they have nothing to fear. It's only the ones that might be doing things wrong. And you see what happened in YSL. We saw from the YSL trial where there were cameras in the courtroom, we saw how transparent it was. This is how Mr. Still was known by the American people, because he stood up and fought for his client. He stood up against a judge that may have been doing a little too much. And see, the cameras keeps judges, prosecutors, and defense attorneys honest. Because if not, then it ends their careers. So then you have people, you have a handful. Let's talk about propaganda. We'll stick on the propaganda for a second. We had 21 media seats in the courtroom. Then we had 14 public seats in the courtroom. There were over 100 media outlets from around the world covering this trial. Remember what I'm about to tell you. 21 seats. No media outlet should have had more than one person in that courtroom representing their brand. Why did a certain media outlet have 4 to 5 seats taking up the seats of other media outlets? Ask yourself that question, because that's a problem as well. You had media outlets from around the world that could not get a seat in the main courtroom, but you had one media outlet have 5 seats that was pushing propaganda, that was twisting some of the reporting. I'm not going to call them out right now, but I don't think I don't know how many. Some of you might figure it out. Y'all can put the initials there, because they're initials, by the way. I'm not going to, put their names out there. They're not numbers, initials. But then you had the public seating, which was interesting. It was an interesting setup there as well. Now, guys, I produce not only, I do media, I do reporting, but I also produce red carpets, and I produce award shows. And so I know how to set up a strategic media arrangement so there will be enough coverage that represents a population of media, that represents a bigger picture. This was in the office that controls the media. We'll talk about them later. We'll leave them alone for right now. But then you had there were 3 seats that were taken from the public that was given to 3 individuals towards the end. And I would wonder, why would that happen when everyone was trying to get in the courtroom that stood on that line? But that was some funny business going on with that. There was no reason for that to happen, but it happened. But the 3 seats were people that were pro-prosecution. There were 3 people that were pro-prosecution or pushing the prosecution's narrative that was given those 3 seats that was taken away from the public. Those 3 seats those people should have been in the media section of the courtroom and not the public section. But I digress. No, it wasn't Fox this time. It wasn't Fox this time. Let's just say President Trump sued that media brand. Let's just say that. President Trump sued the outlet and won. But that we'll leave it at that. Then there was no. I'm not. Listen, you're wrong. You're wrong. Listen, I'm not going to teach you guys the ABCs of what I'm talking about, but I'm going to just say that it is what it is. You guys got to listen. I drop codes all the time. Anyway, with that, the messaging was consistently wrong. It was wrong. Because if you read, and shout out to also Pam, attorney Pam, because she was able to do a recap as well. So you get a chance, go check out the Law Intellect. She did a good job of doing her recap. And I'm gonna tell you, some of the people that was reporting, I like them. They're cool with me. I got no issue with them personally. I just think that oh, okay. Some of you guys are paying attention. I'm sorry. I just think that some people could have did a better job. That's all. That they could have did a better job. That's all I would say. They could have did a better job. Um, and I'm looking at the comments too. Funny. Yes, yes. But you guys can do your research. You know, a lot of times uh, when when you don't have the ability to, and let's just say this: there was a gag order in place. The judge made sure the lawyers couldn't talk from both sides. Uh, and that was established early on. So when you can't talk when you can't talk to the media, then what's the next best thing? What is the next best thing? You got to get people that is willing to push your story, because if you lose, the prosecution and the defense, they were kind of, let's see, they had their hands tied, so to speak. At least what it appeared to be, they had their hands tied. They couldn't communicate with the press. But when I see certain outlets that are pushing a story, leaks too. I see that comment. Leaks too. I'm like, wait a minute, how did this get out? And then when certain things have been violated by the judge's order and nothing happens, and I'm watching, I'm like, this judge has to. Now he's a rookie judge, but he has people that work for him, and and this is what his order was. Why wasn't this thing addressed? Why wasn't it addressed? Like, there were names being revealed of the alleged victims that came out during the trial. People thought at first, Mr. Byron, did you do that? No, I didn't do that. But it came out. I saw it. I saw it from my own eyes, and I heard it. But that wasn't addressed. So I think that there was a great attempt to tarnish Mr. Combs' name. I mean, you played videos of what was happening in his bedroom. You made this word freak off sound like it was like the worst thing that could ever. Well, he was doing some crazy stuff, but that's his thing in the bedroom. I didn't listen to none of it. And then you have this guy. Listen, Trent. I'm gonna have to call you out personally, Trent. Trent, you said you saw a freak off tape in the courtroom. You never saw a tape. No one in that courtroom saw one. But I saw you live. I saw someone send me a clip of you live. You said you saw a freak off tape in the courtroom. It was awful. You never saw anything. See, this is stuff that I'm talking about. People just get on the line, on their platform, just tell lies. You never saw a tape in that courtroom. You never heard a tape in the courtroom. And I'm only calling you out because, listen, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. But you're saying you've seen tapes and everything. You're telling these people you saw a tape. You never saw a tape. It never happened. Because anyone covered the case, they will tell you there was never a tape played for the public to see or any overflow room. That never happened. So I don't, unless you was brought in the prosecution's office and they showed you a tape from Canada, I don't know, but that never happened. So this is just one of the lies that obviously went out to the public. There was, oh, it's so bad. I saw the tape was so awful. I heard the tape was bad. It never happened. You never saw anything. Just never saw anything. You just lied to the people. And then you sat next to. And I'm gonna say this now. Now, Tisa, I got it. Tisa, I got it. Tisa. See, I like Tisa personally. She brought me on her platform when I was covering Tasha K in the Cardi B story, and I said, "Cool." I never knew if but I thought she was. She approached me the right way. I said, "Okay, I'll get on the platform." But I'll just say this. I call you a shock jock YouTuber because you were doing the shock and awe thing, shock and awe. Everything's bad. It was just awful. The defense is looking crazy. People they're attacking me. They're trying to kill me. Tisa, what are you talking about? No one's trying to kill you. That didn't even happen. what you said on Nancy Grace about people trying to kill you, that never happened. Then no one tried to kill you or they threatened to kill you because you were recording all the time. And there were people around you that were recording. Where is the video of people threatening to kill you? That's what that's what I'm asking. What's the video? The videos don't lie. The guy Ratchet TV, he was shouting at you, and you were shouting back at him, but he was interrupting your live. I agree, he was interrupting your live, and that was, yes. But see, here's the problem: when people feel that you've been lying to them, they respond, especially in New York. I don't know about anyone else. They respond differently. People don't like to be lied to. They want to feel that you're giving them the truth, nothing but the truth. Because if you want the persons to have a seat in the courtroom, then you owe it to the people to tell them the full truth. You have to. This is your first case you covered. This is your first case you covered. And if no one else is going to tell you that the manner in which you covered this case, it wasn't from the perspective of fair and impartial journalism. And that's the real. It wasn't from that perspective. And you are a part of new media. And people think that new media should get a pass for not being for telling the truth. We don't have to tell the truth in new media. We just have to just put information out there. Well, I beg to differ. I think as a member of the working press, I would like to think that the person sitting next to me will be honest and tell a story from the facts, because it gives people the notion that others might be lying about the facts, not that you're lying about the facts. And the other thing about bashing jurors, I heard it come from your mouth. Jurors are not stupid. Jurors actually are a very important part of this process, this criminal justice system, a fair balance of justice. Both the prosecution and defense picked these jurors. They had the strikes to take the ones away they didn't agree with, and they had the ones and they kept the ones they wanted to agree with. But they had that. You can't just turn around as someone a part of new media and say these jurors were dumb, stupid, ignorant, or whatever. They gave their time to be on this very important trial. They stopped their lives to be on this important trial. I never bash jurors. I never bash jurors. I may say the juror might have got it wrong, but to bash them, I can't do that. Because the jurors had to go by the instructions the judge gave them. The judge gave them the jurors the instructions. The jurors heard evidence. They saw things that you didn't even see. They saw things that you didn't see. There were redactions that the public saw, but the jurors saw no redactions. They saw more than what you saw. So to attack jurors, and you were doing that during the trial. You were saying things about jurors, that the jurors were doing this and they were doing that. And I don't know if that impacted how certain jurors were viewed, but it still was done. And you can give the color of a juror. A juror sleeping. I'm going to say, hey, that juror's sleeping. The juror's writing. He's doing this. He's doing. Yeah, that's cool. But we're not going to call him stupid, because there's some that sit there with doctorate degrees. So we're not going to do that. But to say people were trying to kill you, Diddy supporters were trying to kill you, or threaten to kill you, or threaten to kill you, I never saw any video with that. And then I talked to individuals right there in the area where you were at that said that didn't happen. And I was right around the corner in the media pit, obviously working. I wasn't part of that. But you have to ask yourself a question. if people aren't happy about the way you were telling the story, is it something you did wrong, or was it something that they believe that you could have did right? So it's not bashing. A good close friend of mine who's has a bigger platform and said to me, "Hey, Dennis, what happened? I was there. No one was threatening her. I was right there. She has security guards there. She's the only one I've ever seen have a bodyguards that, like, I've seen major news outlets have security to watch the equipment, but there are some bigger names. No, there are big names that are part of the media landscape that did not have security. Shout out to Sonny Holston, who showed up to cover the trial, who's part of the View. She doesn't walk with security. There, a lot of people don't walk with. Even Torrey, he didn't need security. And someone was. I don't know. This is some weird stuff happening I've never seen before. It was some weird stuff happening, and the notion that people needed security. No, you had you had the U.S. Marshals there, and you had the NYPD there for the most part during the verdict. So I don't know what that was all about. And as far as Nancy Grace, let's talk about Nancy Grace real quickly. Here's some history you guys don't know, which I do know. Paul Howard, the former district attorney for Fulton County, Georgia, when he became the Fulton County district attorney, Nancy Grace was working for the Fulton County office as a prosecutor. The minute the black man came in as the district attorney, she decided she didn't want to work there anymore. And then she started doing TV. She didn't want to work under Paul Howard. Now, I'm not saying it's because he's a person of color, but I'm just saying that the minute Paul Howard took the position as the Fulton County district attorney, the office in which Nancy Grace worked at, it's some history, kids, she quit the job. She quit the job. And I got insiders at that office. And yes, she quit the job. She couldn't work for him. She couldn't see herself working for him. She had to leave. She could not work for the black man, for Paul Howard. She had to leave. And apparently she's been on a quest to take down the black man. Allegedly. I'm giving you guys some game here now. I got real inside information. Shout out to Mr. Paul Howard, who did a great job as a Fulton County district attorney. It's not easy being a district attorney of any county. It's not easy. But don't think that people don't have their own agendas. Don't think people don't have their own agendas. They have their agendas, and don't be that one person that get called out for just doing just the most, just doing the most. But they don't want to hear the truth. They want me to tell you guys the lies, push the lies. I could be on a platform every day pushing lies. Just push the lies. The lies is better. You guys can say one thing you can say about me at the end of this case. You can't say that I didn't give you guys the truth. You can't say that. And I can go to sleep at night knowing that whatever the way the case ended up, it ended up that way. It wasn't because I tried to push a certain narrative to get a certain outcome. When the witness testified, I came out. It was times I came out and said the prosecution's winning. Then I heard the cross-examination. Oh, hell no. The defense is kicking behind. And then when Jane Doe testified, you guys, the videos are there. I didn't delete any videos. When Jane Doe testified, I was feeling like, oh my goodness, this is awful. Then I heard the defense. Wait a minute, what is she talking about? And then she started talking. And the more she started talking, the more I started saying, wait a minute. What kind of games are you guys playing over here? Then you met with the prosecutors 20, 30 times. You sat there and met with the prosecutors 20, 30. What were you talking about? 20 and 30 times. The jurors heard this. Why do you need to meet with prosecutors 20 and 30 times if you got a story? You got investigators. This is your Southern District of New York. You guys got seasoned. You got FBI. You got 26 Federal Plaza. You got some of the most seasoned FBI agents that was on part of this case. They weren't putting rookies on to be a part of the case, to investigate this case. You use the SRT team to go break into the guy's home, knock his gate down. You go in there, you take the weapons out the safe. You stage the weapons. You take the weapons out the safe in a nice, secured room. and you set it on a table and stage the weapons and then take pictures. You really try to play the man like that. Nah, the man don't keep guns laying around his house. This man that had guns laying around his house, guns on the table with kids. No, it was in a secured room. As most people with that kind of lifestyle, money, he had to protect his family. He has a security team. Security team moves to the room. In the event of a situation, his security team is going to move to that room and get the weapons they need to have. Of course. Of course they're going to have that. Of course they're going to have that. He has the right to protect his property, his life. You made it seem like this man didn't have the right to have weapons to protect his family. This guy, Damian Williams, is an embarrassment. You should have did a better job in researching the case. But I think this was bigger than that. I think you had bigger aspirations. Obviously, you could have made the government a lot of money by taking his assets if you could prove these bogus claims, but you didn't bank on Mr. Combs using his resources to fight back. You didn't bank on that. You had to bank on that. You had to bank that he was going to get the best of the best of the best. Then look at the resumes of the lawyers that he hired. Look at their resumes. Look at every one of those attorneys that he hired. Look at their resumes. Did you really think you was going to run circles around Mr. Combs? Did you really think that was going to happen? He picked his team. He did something he does in his business. He picked his team for his businesses. He makes management decisions. He makes executive decisions. And he made an executive decision to put the team together that he put together. Some people say, well, I don't know if Mr. Ignacio did this. I was a little on the fence about Mr. Ignacio until I heard his closing. When I heard his closing, I saw a different man. And when I saw him do his closing, it was masterful. Very confident. He didn't hold back. He didn't try to sugarcoat anything. He made it he showed the jurors what it was. And they connected with him. They connected with him on everything. And that's how you fight a case. But you know, if you have the resources, that's the type of team you want. But let me look at some of the comments. Look at some of the comments here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm using my folks' laptop, so let me see here. Here. All right. Let's see. All right, guys. I don't get a lot of comments here. Yeah, Puff picked his own team. That's what he's supposed to do. He picked his own team. Oh, so someone asked the question, whatever happened to 1,000 bottles of baby oil? They got to give it back to him. He wants all his baby oil back in his astral glide. Give that man back his baby oil in his astral glide. Well, hold on a second here. A second here. Hold on. England, shout out to England. Locked in. Yeah, give that man back every bottle, and they better not be opened either. You guys thought there was drugs in the baby oil. It was not no drugs in the baby oil. Listen, I'm gonna show you how sorry and weak Mr. Damian Williams was. You wanted people to think that because Puff had baby oil, that all the people that use baby oil for their children should be upset with him because he's using baby oil for that purpose. Hold on a second. We have any baby oil? Do we have any baby oil? We have any baby oil? Do we have any baby oil? Oh, okay. We don't have no baby oil. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me talk about Armand Wiggins. Let me explain this, and I thought I kind of explained it earlier. So the baby oil that was poured on Armand outside of the courthouse wasn't for the purpose of the support for Armand Diddy. It was he reenacted his reenactment of a show he did on YouTube where he used the baby oil. So a lot, 20 to 30 or 40, 50, over 100,000 people saw a show. And this was during the trial. And Armand took the baby oil as part of the show, which was funny at the time. And those who was following Armand's show saw the baby oil reenactment. So all Armand did was he took his show on the road. He took it from the studio and brought it to the street. So that all it was a reenactment of his show. So he took the show on the road. It was hilarious. And anyone has a problem with it, get over it. It was who Armand Wiggins is, an entertainer who does reporting. That's what it was. So all the people that are mad at Armand for doing that, and I don't know what was up with crackhead Barney, the girl that came out after him, what she was doing, but Armand was doing a reenactment of his show. So I told Armand, listen, man, just embrace it. It was part of the show. That's no harm, no foul. People were talking about it was so bad. He was doing the most. It was a reenactment of his show. And anyone that says anything different was either a hater of his or didn't watch his show. Because he's an entertainer and he's a reporter. And this is what he does. If you follow Armand for any period of time, you know that the guy has a personality. And he got booked for these platforms, all these national platforms, because of who he is. So why should he change who he is? Because a few of you felt like, oh, he shouldn't have been putting baby oil on his body. Oh, woe is me. And some of you probably the same ones be inviting these entertainers to your bachelorette parties, putting baby oil on them. Come on. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. You're mad because Armand had poured baby oil on him. He came out, he was making us look so bad. Making who? He wasn't making you look bad. Oh my God. Right. Let me see here. I'm gonna read some comments. Let's see here. Hold on. They say you should use cooking oil, no more baby oil. Olive oil, maybe? Want to try olive oil? You think olive oil works? Would you want to try olive oil? Or would you want to stick to baby oil? Which one? Olive oil or baby oil? Say one of them. Come on.
Olive oil.
Okay, she said olive oil. She wants olive oil. Blessed oil. No, that hot Crisco. No, Crisco oil. Don't play with me. We ain't doing the Crisco oil. Some of you be doing it with lard. Yeah, that old what is that lard they used to use back in the day was in a box and it was white and they poured it. Like, come on, you'll probably still cook with lard. Oh my God. Come on, see, listen, Vaseline's for fighting. We ain't use no baby oil for that. We put that Vaseline on, we ready to fight. We ain't using no Vaseline for that. We fighting, we use Vaseline. Yo, Baltimore, they're using lard. Baltimore, they're using lard. Okay, guys, I'm gonna drop the link right now. Now I want others, if you want to come up and talk about anything that I've talked about already, and let's just have a conversation. Let me drop the link real quick. I'm gonna drop this link here, bring you up on the panel. Here we go. I'm gonna drop the link here. click that link if you want to come up. Now you have an opportunity. You got the opportunity to come on up. Here we go. Okay. Thank you, the lead attraction. Appreciate you. You can do it from YouTube. You can just click on that link. Hit the link. Come on. We talked about a lot of important stuff. This is your opportunity. Because you know afterwards, you know, about to get in some baby oil. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Hit the link. There's a link right there. You got an opportunity. Hit the link. That link is right there. Click on that link. Make sure you have a good microphone. You got to turn your camera on. You got to turn your camera on. This is an opportunity for you trolls to come up too. Some of you on Twitter talking all kind of mess. Come on up here. Nah, we use cocoa butter for that. Come on. You have the link. I'm gonna give you guys 3 minutes. 3 minutes if you want to come up. Nelly, you don't have to turn your camera on, but you gotta have your mic up, Nelly. Some of you'll want to get on camera, you can. If you don't want to get on camera, that's okay, but you can turn your mic on. So this is an opportunity. Ask any questions. Any questions about the trial, the coverage, the lawyers, whatever. It's great content I have, whatever you want. Come on. Come on. I interviewed a family member. Let's see here. I'm not on my system, so it's probably hard for me to merge my interview there. But you guys can come on up. Let's go. I'm gonna put this on a I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes. I'm gonna put this on a hold on. I'm not back in Atlanta yet. No, I'm not. I'm not back in Atlanta. Not yet. Soon come, soon come, soon come. Hold on a second. Let's play a little throwback. Let's play a little throwback audio. Here we go.
Oh, I was like, yo, I don't really care. And he's like, he showed me this video, and I was like, yo, bro, and I'm like, I don't want to see it, because that's my little sister, and I have her back.
Right.
For fucking death to us part.
Totally. Thank you. Yes.
Bro, what do you mean thank you?
No, no, I appreciate. No, seriously.
Like if you fucking have nothing, I'll.
Right. You got my back. Got you.
Oh, nigga,
So he basically he showed you at the club.
He pulled this video and he was like, yo, look at this. And it was like, you look like.
I was in rare form.
You were like naked, like playing with your pussy. Like,
okay. It was crazy.
And I was like, oh.
But it was like I knew the camera was there.
It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. Did I know that? Was I aware the camera was there?
But it didn't matter. I was like, oh, why are you pulling that out on me?
So I knew the camera was there.
Yeah, and I was like, why are you pulling that out?
Then that's not me, because I never would let anyone film me doing anything.
But I was like, why are you pulling that out on me? And he was like, I want you to show what this bitch is a whore. And I'm like, stand by, Nelly. Stand by.
He wants to prove that I'm a whore.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, just so you know. And he goes, yeah. He goes, that's my sister. So you need to fucking fall back.
Right. You told me to chill out. Right. Totally.
I'll fucking slap the shit out of you. Cause.
Right.
You can't fuck with my crew.
No, definitely not.
Like nigga.
Right. Gotcha.
And he was like.
So what did he say? So it got awkward.
He showed him fucking you.
Okay. No. So then that's not me.
It looked like you were fucking.
So you're telling me that he showed you a video of who kid fucking Cassie? Then that's not a real video, because he's never fucked me. If I was in that
position, you would have been naked. That would have been fucking 3 seconds later. You would have been naked out.
Wait. I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
I'm just saying, if you
so he's in the video.
I'm saying
it's hard to keep up with this conversation because this dude is wilding out.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I had a picture,
then that's not me.
But I'm just saying, look, hold on. You have to understand. If I had a picture of you naked,
If there's a picture of me naked, that's completely different than a video of me
I would have
fucking.
fucked you.
Okay, I'm confused.
There would no way you would have naked with me fucking.
Right, got you. Any
Am I
man,
wrong?
any man with a penis, got you.
100%.
Right,
So,
got it. But what I'm trying to say is,
no, I'm just being real. So I'm just saying.
So the video that he showed you, he's in it.
Yeah, we can try to pull it.
Okay. I just put that on hold. Go ahead, Nelly.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Nelly. What's up?
Okay, hey. I just wanted to say first, thank you for your coverage.
Hey, thank you for watching.
Yes, and then after that, I actually have put this in the chat, but I just had a question. It was surrounding the Cassie video. I know the prosecution was trying to say that was him beating her and taking her back to a freak off, but I wondered, did she ever confirm like he was beating her up or he started assaulting her during the freak off and she left?
So she testified that she was leaving, but there was a freak off happening in the room at some point in time. So yes, they told the story that the prosecution told the story that she was running away from a freak off, but that's not exactly true. Because the defense came back and said, "Oh, she during their closing, she had his phone. She was running out the room with his phone."
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the jury didn't buy it, and that's important. The evidence, the video. They looked at the video. They heard the video. They heard the testimony. They heard the representation by the what the prosecution said to her on direct, and the jurors just didn't buy. And they knew that he wasn't charged with domestic violence, so they didn't consider that.
Mm-hmm.
And as bad as that video was, and the impact that the prosecution might wanted it to have, it didn't have what they thought it would have.
Yeah. And then one last thing, have you seen the alternate jurors CNN interview?
I did see it. I don't know if I saw it fully, but I saw a lot of it.
Okay.
What do you think? And I was my thoughts is that the juror was honest. The alternate juror was being very honest. It mirrored what another juror had said to me, that it was different parts of the testimony that wasn't believable. He did also praise the takedown of the by Nicole Westmoreland and cross-examining Don Rashad. And I would have to look at each question that obviously Laura Coates did. She did a great job. And the jury did a great job. And he didn't know whether or not he was going to be a part of the 12. And that, he sat through the whole testimony. He sat through everything. He was literally ready to go if a juror had to step out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just to give my thoughts, I guess the biggest shocking part for me was the tapes. He said they were pretty tame with the way he described them. I thought that was
that part.
Interesting.
The freak off tape. He said it was very tame, and it looked like it was consensual. People thought they was looking at some wild sex tape, but he said it was pretty tame. That was kind of surprising too, because we didn't see the tape. It was the press. We never seen it. And when he said that, I'm like, so what was the point of playing it for them again?
Exactly.
What are you playing the tape for? Are you just trying to make them hate the man because he's saying certain things in the room, like, boy, if you heard. No, I was going to say something funny. I ain't gonna say it, but yeah, it was just tame. We'll leave that alone.
All right. Well, that's all. Thank you.
All right, Nelly. Thanks for coming up. All right, guys. Hold on. I was playing that comment. Hold on. So, guys, what do you think about the audio? Because there's more audio. I don't know if I should play it now. There was more audio that I didn't release. They wanted to embarrass, like Danielle, you're right. They wanted to embarrass Puff. They wanted to embarrass him because the juror said, Nelly Shy. So Rob, come up here. You saying Nelly Shy? You ain't about that life. You ain't about that life. I know who's about that life. I know who will be spitting that fire. When I bring her up, she spit that fire. But listen, leave Nelly alone. Ladies and gentlemen, join the room. Spitting fire. Spitting fire. What's going on?
What's going on, baby? You all right?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
I just wanted to tell you, I gave you some support. I don't know if you see my donations, but you was so busy doing your commentary. You ain't see nothing. I was like, I just wanted you to know I did support you.
Today?
And, thank you for going to the trial and giving us up-to-date information. You was giving this so much up-to-date, I didn't even have to call you. Remember, you were supposed to give me some transcripts. You was so accurate and right on. It wasn't no need for me to bother you. I was like, just go ahead and do your thing.
Thank
you did your thing out there. A lot of you guys did, but I just wanted to give you your flowers while you was here and on live. And thank you for letting me review and stuff like that. And we was working together to get this message out here. And that's what it's about. It's about not allowing the justice system to railroad people and to accurately charge people with crimes that they think they actually done, as opposed to what they want or the narrative that they spent, and making things that is not a crime for the sake of embarrassment, for the sake of doing everything that taxpayers didn't pay for. You know what I'm saying? That's how I took it.
What do you see the biggest, and you watch me cover the R. Kelly's case and this one. What do you think gave Diddy a better advantage over his defense than R. Kelly?
For one, Diddy had a great legal team that worked together and knew how to let the other attorneys lead when it was their turn to do whatever it is they were supposed to do legally. So whatever strategies that they had worked with to debunk the government or put some doubt in the government's claims, they did a good job. But they only did that because those who are good at what they do, they allowed them to be good. Nobody wanted to sit there, I'm the lead attorney, do what I say, and all that. It was, you good at what you do, take it and run with it. And they respected each other. And that's how they was able to work together. And that's how they was able to defeat the government. I think that their presence in the courtroom was a lot stronger than R. Kelly's attorneys. I think that when you show confidence and dominance, it spreads throughout the room, even in the courtroom. And I think that was one of the main the distinctions between the counsels that R. Kelly had in here. Like, they looked good on camera, but when they got in the courtroom, they all crumbled. Stuff like that.
And to your point, what I noticed with this defense team, you have like the lead attorney, which is Mark Agnifilo. Then you have Teeny Garagos was co-counsel to Mark. In the seating arrangement, I looked at the seating arrangement from day to day and how attorneys, who sat next to Mr. Combs. Some days it would be Brian Still and it'll be Nicole Westmoreland. Other days it will be Mark Agnifilo and it'll be they switch up. No one had you could tell they moved as a team, as a unit. Towards the end, the day the verdict came in, from my recollection, it was Brian Still, it was Mark Agnifilo, it was Jason, who was always in the front of Mr. Combs to the far left. But he came in and sat next to Mr. Combs. So you saw them moving as a team, a unit. It was no big me's or little u's. And when it was mornings when Nicole and Xavier would come stand next to Puff and talk. And Nicole talked to Puff a lot. Ms. Westmoreland talked to Puff a lot. And Brian talked to Puff a lot. Mark talked to Puff. And one thing Puff did every time he came into the courtroom, he hugged every member of his team. Every member of his team. It was like, wow, they are so tight. He engaged. And with the juror, an alternate juror said on the CNN interview that he watched how Mr. Combs was interacting with his team. He wasn't just sitting in a room like some people that are defendants. They'll just sit in the room and let the lawyer talk. He was engaging, and they had respect. Mind you, this is guy's life. He ran his legal defense team like he runs his corporations as a boss, and it proved very important because that's what the jurors saw. They saw a person participating in the outcome of their case.
Yeah, he's fighting for his life, and he throwing every stone at him that he can. And the juror, I also seen that interview, and what he also said was, he said that the government gave a really good, whatever they do, direct, I guess. When they came and what they wanted to come and charge him, what they gave it to him, like, okay, this guy did X, Y, and Z. But even in spite of the video, but the moment it was the ownership of the video what got him, and it's also the doubt that they put in everything else that the government was trying to claim. He said that when we think that the government is winning, the defense was so strong at putting so much doubt in it that they had to say not guilty.
Right.
Because it says with beyond a reasonable doubt. Right. And so it was beyond a reasonable doubt. And that's what I think a lot of people is upset about. But what I really am upset about is we say people, it's a presumption of innocence into proving guilty. And then, beyond a reasonable doubt. But then when people don't get the verdict, or some don't get the verdict that they want, they can't respect it. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like, I'm not even on here just to call anybody a liar or anything like that. But when you sit on a stand and you make these claims, and the whole world is for you, the whole world is supporting you. You know what I mean? The whole world is supporting you because they view you as a victim. And you get on the stand, and when they asked you, the government asked you, I believe it was the government. I don't even think it was the defense. The government asked you, why did you leave him? And in spite of us seeing this video of you getting beat down in the hallway, your claims was because he said something about another woman, not the fact that he beat your behind. That there, and I think he said something about that too. He said that was disturbing to a lot of people. When some of them were deliberating. I heard another juror was saying that they made a statement. They was like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. We seeing him beating you, but you don't say, you speak about the abuse, but that's not a reason why you're leaving. And so sometimes it was just one of these jurors that was able to hold people accountable. They held the women accountable. That's what we saw. We saw a man not perfect. We saw a man who had some struggles and some addictions, but the people that was with him had them too. And they held everybody accountable. Everybody was an adult. And they didn't play he's the rich one, so it's his fault. They didn't buy that. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all, holding grown people accountable for their choices.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of it was about, because they criminalized his wealth. And I said this early on, you heard my lives. They criminalized his wealth. They made his wealth, his success, a daily weapon. That's what they basically were trying to do. His enterprise. They never talked about all the great things that came out of his many successful companies.
Absolutely.
No one questioned, hey, this guy's ran clothing lines, Sean John, in Macy's, in the big department stores, and on runways, and these artists, all these successful artists that he was a part of in the Bad Boy Record brand. They want people to believe that the freak-offs funded all this. It's
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I think, and you going back to what you saying, when you was covering the R. Kelly case in this one, what you just said, I think that's what I was really upset about. It's the lies of being mad at somebody so much that you're going to just believe the things that are not true. Like, okay, he met Cassie. He was already famous. He met the girl, Jane. He was already famous. So to just on the premise of that, to say that his company was ran by a criminal enterprise because of a particular bad things he may have done or things that was unethical that he have done, to say that his whole enterprise from start to finish, even when the times when Biggie was here, was ran by criminal stuff. You ain't got no, come on. Like that was even lies, even with the Kells case.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you're saying that these people were underage, but this man has been in the business for 35 years and they wasn't even born, then that cannot be possible. So,
Right.
you know, we just got to look at our legal system, and we got to hold the government accountable, and they did. The feds don't win all the time, and they shouldn't win all the time, because this lets you know that some of the claims that they're making is crazy. Their strategy was to come in with all women, use the Me Too rhetoric because of the tape, and they thought they was going to get another conviction like they did Kells, and it didn't work this time. It didn't work, and I'm glad. Right. So I just wanted to give you your flowers while you was here. I got to get going, but thank you again for the coverage, the up-to-date coverage. Thank you for climbing a pole for us to get some good footage of the families leaving and coming. I remember that.
That's
you know
right. Yeah,
you did an awesome job.
I was pole dancing outside. Yeah, I was doing pole dancing.
Yes,
without no baby on, but I climbed up.
You was having a good time out there, and you was right about Armand. I seen Armand's. I seen his skit that he did on his show. They took that all out of context. That was just the feminist movement mad at him because they got the verdict they want, and it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate or whatever. But he'll bounce back. We still rocking with Armand. We ain't thinking about them.
Yeah, I don't think I think he's doing the show Monday, by the way. So he's already bounced back. That was just all. That was all propaganda. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you first of all, Spin5, for coming up. I don't see anyone in the background, so if I have any other questions, if you have any other questions, please leave in the comment section. I have to take care of something.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for having me, Dennis. I appreciate you again. Absolutely.
Same here. Who else we got here? Can't treat grown women like their children. Exactly. You can't treat grown women like their children, because if that's a mistake we've been making for so many years. You got to treat people. Listen, hold people accountable. That's just what it is. All the other stuff you're talking about. Yeah, is it? Yeah, we ain't talking about Lil Rod. We ain't talking. See, I ain't talking about Jaguar Wright, Lil Rod, and a bunch of other people either. I'm not giving them that, or Gene Dill, or anyone else. I'm not giving. Listen, that's their hustle. They'll keep pushing that narrative until the end of time. Let them do what they do. We ain't here for that. Nelly, she said she don't see a super chat. Nelly, hit the super chat. Then you don't see one. You don't see one? Then hit it. I don't see a super chat. Now you got to put one there, since you said you don't see one. I wasn't even looking. Yeah, hit the super chat as a matter of fact. Oh, wait a minute. They said Spin5 and leave a super chat. Spin5. They said you didn't leave no super chat, Spin5. Spin5, what you got going on over there? Spitting fire. Let's see here. Did I miss it? We'll talk about the sentencing part next week. We'll talk about that next week. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you being on the live. I ain't see it. Listen, I don't know. Maybe I'm on a. I see it now. Okay, I see it now. I see the first one now. Okay. Let me put that one right there. I see that one. Thank you, Miss Sheila. Appreciate the super chat. Now, see, that's how. Listen, that's what I'm talking about. That's one right there. Spin5. What are you talking about, Spin5? Come on, Spin5. I see that one. Let me see. Do I see another one? Let me see who else I see. Okay. Listen, guys. Hit that super chat button real quick. Since you're talking about that, I don't see the super chats. Here, this time run the numbers up. Time to run the numbers up. See, this is why I be going. Listen, that's why I be going in my private section. See, some of you I'm gonna hold for the private section. LGBT for P Diddy. Hey, that's not my problem. That's your problem. I don't know. Hey, listen. I don't know if that's even a problem. You know. I mean, I don't know if that's even a problem. That was good. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna put this on mute for a second. I'm putting it on mute. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put it on mute. I'm gonna play the audio. Play the audio.
You could try to pull it. You could try to pull it.
On the internet?
Yeah, you could try to pull it.
Where?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, which phone?
You can bring
The Samsung?
Yeah, you can bring it.
No. I want you to tell me which phone.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, babe.
Which phone is it? I know you're not gonna lie to me. Which phone would you be able to see it on?
On the Samsung.
Okay, it's plugged in. Is it dead?
I would never lie to you.
You turn the Samsung off. Can I turn it back on?
Yeah, you can turn it on.
Oh, it's fucking almost fully charged, my nigga.
It's because it's dead. I want a back massage. I'm not really...
You what? You want to stay here?
No, I want a back massage.
No, I'm not gonna give you a back massage. Carry maybe. Not me. Okay, so
No, but I would
your
never
Galaxy is
disrespect
turning. No, I know. I got you. What I'm trying to talk to you about, I know, like.
What is it?
No.
What
It's
is
not.
it?
It's more that it made you uncomfortable. I got that, but this is my life. Like,
No,
so
but
I'm
what
trying
you have to understand is you have to understand that the guys that are your friends
are not my friends.
No, you have to understand that, like.
Is that what you're trying? Here.
You have to understand.
Unlock and show me what the fuck you're talking about.
You can unlock it.
I don't know.
Babe, you have to understand the guys that are your friends.
What's your pattern? Can you do your pattern, please? The guys that what?
That are your friends and the...
Incorrect pattern. Try again. Oh my god, it's not working? What is it? From here to here.
Well, I'll do it.
And then what?
I'll do it.
So he's in the video too. So you lied. It's not just
Who?
me. It's him in the video too. Who kid? You just said who kid.
Who kid's gonna fuck Jessica? Who kid's the dirt bag, bro?
I need my phone right now.
Can you post it?
Yeah,
Wait,
got you. Eli, we got... Nigga, we made it. We're good. We got the flyer. We're good. I got the verbiage. I just need to finish having this conversation.
Come on, because the driver's waiting
Who
for
kid?
us to go.
Who kid's not the guy though?
You know what? And you know what? They can wait for 3 more fucking hours. I'm just joking. No, we're almost done. We're almost done. I'm joking.
Who kid's not together?
He's not the guy? Okay, so it's a different guy. What did the guy look like?
Babe, you're...
No, I need you to tell me.
Honestly,
I'm
Cass,
getting
Cass.
the... No. Shh. I
You're
need you
so
first.
pretty. You shouldn't be, like, fucking...
What did the guy look like? Was he dark skin or light skin?
Oh, I didn't do it right.
Okay, can you tell me where to put my... Okay, I'll do it.
No, wait, hold on. Cass, you're...
No, I get it. No, I get it. I need you to tell me what you saw. I need you to tell me what you saw so that I can correct whatever's happening. It's probably not me, but I'm trying to talk to you about it. Okay?
Wait, hold on. Let me
Can you unlock your phone, please?
trying.
You don't remember the password.
No, I do for sure.
Is there like just a number password you
No,
could
for
put in?
sure. I'm for sure.
Okay. Okay, let me do this. Okay.
I want to back massage from Cass.
No, I'm not going to give you a bad.
Why? Why are you ringing
No, okay, what's the pattern? Tell me
No,
from
you
what
got-
point
you
to
got-
what point. Here, here, here. Okay. Can you just talk to it and tell it what to do? Is that right? Is that it? Here. So it goes from here. Oh, it says try again in 13 seconds. Give it a second. No, wait. It's 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. Put it in. You're good. Put the password in. No. What is your password? Why are you playing games? What's your password?
That's my password, babe.
No, it's wrong. Does it go all the way across, maybe?
That's not the password.
It's not this phone?
No, that's my
Forgot
password.
pattern? Backup pin. What's your pin?
2191.
Okay. Perfect. 2191. Okay. So, where do you find it?
I want a back massage.
I got you. Okay. Back massage, go ahead. Okay, cool. What?
No, but I like it hard.
You're asking for too many things. I really need you to just focus on what I'm talking to you about. Right?
Okay.
So somebody else, it wasn't Who Kid in the video. It wasn't Who Kid in the video.
Let's call him.
No, we're not calling him. I want you to tell me who was, like, who the guy looked like. Like, what did he look like in the
No,
video?
it was him.
It was Who Kid.
He was like, yo, look at my bitch.
So then that, I'm telling you right now,
Oh, no, bro.
friend, that's not me, because I've never fucked Who
Bro,
Kid. Not even
I'm
in
telling
my
you right
drunkest
now.
state.
I'm telling you right now. He was like, yo. He was like, yo. You know Cassie? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yo, imagine. He's like, yo, look at this bitch.
That's not me then, because I've
Bro,
never fucked
you were
with him.
fucking naked?
And it was light, like this,
Yeah. You looked like you were playing with your pussy.
and he was in it.
He wasn't in it. He was just showing you. You looked like you were.
So no,
You
no,
look-
you're,
you-
no,
you
no,
look-
no, your stories are conflicting. What I'm trying to-
babe. You look like you were like a 13-year-old girl who was just ready to fuck.
Right, got it. But that wasn't me.
Let's
because
call him. Let's call him.
No, we're not calling him.
No,
We're
wait,
not
wait,
calling.
hold on,
You said you could pull it up, so pull it
No,
up.
wait. Let's see what he says. Let's see what he says.
But pretend I'm not here.
Let's see what he says.
No,
Let's see.
no. You got to do it. You have to be more tactful than that. You're
let's see.
bugging. He's not going to show up tonight if you call him right now.
Let's see what he says.
Because he knows he could be. No, you don't do that.
Well, we're just gonna say, yo, what up? I'm just gonna say, what up?
You're going to say what up, and then what are you going to say?
Well, that's it. You have to understand that. You have to understand that I'm the best fucking friend of everybody in the
I
world.
got you, and you're holding me down right now. But I just need you to tell me
The only thing I'm
what you
upset
saw.
about. The only thing I'm upset about
Is that you saw it?
No. The only thing I'm upset about you is that you're like.
Not that.
No, I offer you money and you.
And I say no to it.
Yeah, nigga.
But I do that.
But
so,
you're like-
so you
but you're
think,
like-
so you think,
but you're
okay,
like,
so
I'm
she
broke.
does this? No, but honestly, so you made a judgment pass. Got you. Cool. You saw some shit and now you think something of me. How do you know it's me? If I've never fucked with this motherfucker.
Let's call him. Let's text him. Let's text
You
him.
never. Okay.
Let's see what he.
ask him.
Let's see what he says. Let's see what he says.
No, but we can't do. No, what I'm trying to tell you.
Let's see what he says, babe. Let's see.
No, I need you to listen to me. I know you're fucked up. I know
I'm not fucked up. Let's
I
just.
need you to listen to me for
Okay.
2 minutes.
Okay, whatever you want.
If he's saying that he has something of me, and maybe it's just a personal fantasy, so he's
So let's. What do you want?
we're okay. We're good. Yeah, take it.
Okay. Me and her making out.
Right.
Just like.
Right. Give us some time to make up.
Let's
Definitely not make up. But
What do you mean? I'm cute.
you're so cute.
How are you not gonna make out with
But-
me, bro?
but-
What do you mean? What? No. I feel like I'm a little upset that she said she's not making out. Okay.
So, okay, no.
But let's
You don't even know how to call him. You're
let's
putting
see
it
what
in-
let's see what he says. Let's see what he says.
There's no other bags that need to go on
But
this
because I don't
bellman,
think
right?
no.
No one's helping me.
Love you to death. I'm gonna pay you for this one day. Gonna buy you a house. Close the door.
No, okay. I'm gonna get his bag. I
Yeah.
have everything ready. I don't care how long you guys talk, but
No, we're not gonna talk forever.
We are ready to go.
No.
I'm
But
peeling
I'm
off my Joe man.
I'm calling you.
Eli's right there. He's right there. What are you talking about? Oh my god. Nothing. He's called.
Where are you? Okay, goodbye.
Is this the girl? Okay, from last night. We don't need to.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still drinking. Yo, what are you doing with those nails?
They're just on my hands. What are you talking about?
Oh, goodbye. Listen, Cass.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
No, I need you. Okay, I know.
Wait,
Okay.
let me explain to you one thing real quick. You understand brotherhood?
We're a brotherhood. I got it.
So if you die, we got you.
I know, but it's not about that right now. Right now, it's
I'm
about
trying to
my
make you-
life.
I'm trying to make you money, but you
I
sleep with
know.
Puffy. That makes you too much money.
I don't sleep with Puffy. Puffy is my boy. He's like my
You
fiance.
make too much money. So when
He makes too much money?
Yeah, when I offer you
So
money.
they think, no, but it's not
No, when I
about
offer
him.
you money-
I'm not going to travel 3,000 miles to make $6,000. That's not
You
happening.
gotta do it.
My nigga, that's not happening.
No, but you have to do it.
Okay, done. I'm doing that. Cool. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm doing. No, Sujit. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm doing. But we need to talk about. We need to stay on subject because this is there's a lot going on right now.
You're worth nothing.
Thank you. I'm worthless.
You're worthless.
I got
You're
it.
pretty.
No, it's cool. But let's not talk about that right now. We're talking about the situation at hand.
Okay?
Right.
You're worth nothing.
So when you saw the listen to me. When you saw the video, you saw me in heat doing whatever I'm doing to myself, right? This is what you're saying. No one was in the video. Or was someone in the video?
I see the video.
Now you're playing games.
No, I'm being honest.
You just said you saw a video.
No, I'm saying what my thing is with you is.
No, you're playing games with me.
I'm not.
No, because I'll fuck you up. So tell me the fucking truth.
I didn't see
what
the video.
did you see?
I didn't see the video.
I'm gonna No, you're not. Do you know you got like the biggest ass security? French's security is out here about to kill you. What the fuck did you see?
I didn't see the video. My thing is that.
Did you just make that up?
No.
So then what did you see? Because you said you saw me doing something, and now you're saying you didn't see it. Now you're playing fucking games, and this is how niggas get fucked up. So tell me the truth.
No, you're wrong. What I'm saying is that we have to build your brand.
I'm not talking about my brand. I don't give a fuck about my brand right now. My brand is dependent on what the fuck you saw. So what did you see?
I see nothing.
What did you see? You just told me all this shit. Now you're coming to and telling me you didn't see it. Tell me what you saw.
No, I just want you to be like.
I'm cool. I got you. I'm gonna do whatever you want, Sujit, because we work together and I trust you. Yes, we're gonna do whatever you want. I'll fly 3,000 miles to do $6,000, whatever. But tell me what you saw, because now you're fucking with me. Now I'm not gonna trust you.
Babe,
now I don't trust you because you're saying you didn't see it, but you told me you already saw it. So now I don't fuck with you.
I just want another shot. That's all I want.
We don't have shots. I need you to tell me what you saw.
This like, you did a great job tonight.
Suji, I need you to tell me what you saw.
Babe, I'm telling you right now.
I know I did a good job tonight. I know I turned up. I turned up in fucking Orlando. They were charging $250 a head to get upstairs to be with me, and the shit was packed. And I only made $7,500. So I know what I do. I'm not concerned about that. I need you to tell me what you saw. I am not.
Baby, since it's hitting me.
Who? Okay, no, you don't need your phone. Who?
Yo, call him.
Who is this?
That's fucking, what's his name? Call him back.
Who? That's him?
That's Eli. Yo, you're my fucking, listen.
No. No. For real?
Stop.
Drink some wine. Here.
No, stop. Listen. What I want you to do is just listen. All I want, stop, sit. All I want is listen to me. So when you have a record, babe.
It's not about the brand, Sujit. It's not about the brand. You're telling. Okay, finish what you want.
Puff, nigga. That nigga, he'll ride with me.
Yeah.
I just want him to be like, hey, when I tell you your baby's beautiful, your baby's gonna be beautiful, and you have to understand that you've now inherited. You don't even understand.
So much bullshit. I got
you.
you.
No, babe. You don't understand. No, you don't understand. You've inherited 65 guys that will fucking die for you.
No, I know.
No, babe. No, babe. That's why. Like when I tell you,
65 guys.
hold on. When I tell you that I want to hustle you to my party, it's because not that I don't want you to be there.
No, I'm coming to your party.
Oh, babe, hold on. I'll pay for you to come.
You don't have to pay for me to come to your birthday party.
But you don't understand. Hold on. But I understand that the travel it's going to take for you
to get. Where is it in LA?
in Vegas. But I have 78 flights.
Okay, which day is it? Let's just talk about that real quick. Which day is it? Because I'm
March
going
the
on.
March the reverse.
So it's on what day is
Monday.
that? Monday. Oh, it's Monday after. Oh my God.
But I booked 35 flights,
Okay.
bro.
Okay, we're gonna figure it out.
But
I promise. I promise. Look me in the eye. I promise you, we're gonna figure it out. But what I need to talk to you about right now is this stuff because this is important in my
I'm
life.
making you money every night.
I know, but a video of me touching myself is important to my life. So if that's what happened, then I need you to talk to me about it and tell me what exactly you saw. And it wasn't just me touching myself because you told me just now that somebody else was in it, fucking me.
Yeah, but I'm not
So
disrespectful.
who was fucking me?
Yeah, look at that phone, bro.
No, you don't need to look at the phone. I need you to tell me what you saw. No, that's my phone. Your phone is up here. You have it in your phone?
Yeah.
You have it? Why wouldn't you show me?
Because I'm not disrespectful, bro.
It's right here. Where do you okay. No,
You're my
right
sister,
there.
bro.
No, I'm your sister.
I
But
never disrespect
you had it this whole time? Are you joking? Okay. Okay. Cool. So that's him, but where's the video?
Let's see.
No, we're not hitting him because he's not us.
No, but let's just say yo.
No, we're not hitting. No, because I'm gonna deal with that nigga on my own. Where is it?
I just want to say yo. Just hit him, yo. Be like, yo, it's Indian. So you hit him and be like, yo, it's Indian.
Okay,
see what he says.
Been trying to call you, hit me back.
Do you see my nigga? Like,
yo, it's the. No, I'm not gonna say yo. It's the Indian. So he's
no,
trying
just
to
say
call
yo.
you.
It's Indian. Just be like, yo, it's me.
It's
yo.
Okay, got you. Okay. Just Indian. Okay, got it. Send. Okay. Where is it? Where is it?
You just hold
No, where is it? Where is it?
No, but you. Yo,
you don't know how to operate your phone right now. Where is it? Do you have it? So you're telling me nothing right now. So you're lying about a lot right now. You have it.
Bro, he's going to hit you right back, and he's going to hit me back.
No, so you have it or you don't have it. Can you just be clear with me? Do you have it?
I saw it, and I don't want to ever see it again.
I know you don't, but I want to fucking see it.
Yeah, but I don't want to see it, bro.
Yeah, you don't have to see it, but it's my fucking life, and I'll kill you.
Yeah, but
No, I will kill you if you don't show me right now. I will kill you, and I will hide you, and I will cut you up and put you in the fucking dirt right now. Pull it up. If you have it, pull that shit up. Because if not, I'm going to kill you, and then he's going to kill you again. So just do it. Pull that shit up right now. You got that shit? Pull that shit up.
Let's see if he says something.
I'm tired of you talking shit right now. I'm tired.
Let's see if he sends it to me.
I don't want him to send you shit. You said you had it.
Well, see in 1 second. Hold on.
What are you writing?
Oh, let's see if he
No,
sends
you
it to me.
playing games, motherfucker.
Wait,
And now
wait.
we're never. Now all my friends can fucking go, and we can fucking stay here.
All right,
Everybody can go, and we're gonna fucking stay here. Everybody heard. So they're all leaving, and we're staying here
Okay,
until
well,
you
let's see.
show me that shit. I'm going to kill you. You don't understand. I don't give a fuck. I've never killed anybody in my life, but I will kill you because you're fucking with me. You're fucking with me in my life right now. If I saw a video of you doing anything that you didn't want people to see, I would show you the video so you could tell me what the fuck happened. You're playing games with me, telling me you saw some shit. Now you're saying you didn't see some shit. You're fucking with me. I'm going to fuck you up. I don't think you understand. And it's not going to be my hands, and it's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. So you have to fucking tell me right now, and I'm recording this whole shit. FYI, tell me what the fuck you're talking about. Because this shit is not cool. We're not playing. I'm not playing with you, Sujit. Like, you saw some shit. Yes, you're my brother. Be my brother and tell me what you saw. You're going to be able to find it? Okay. I'm not recording you. I'm just telling you I'm recording you because I'm really mad.
You're right, good. Yeah, so all with the rant, you're my sister. So just fucking stop with the rant.
I'm not done with my rant, but I need you to show me. You're playing games saying you didn't see it now, and you have it in your fucking phone. That's crazy. Do you understand how crazy that is?
No.
You're dialing no one right now. You're dialing 711. That's not a real number. 714-213-54366. What? You're too many numbers. 714-213.
I love you. I'm not gonna.
Who are you calling? You're calling an internet.
711, ladies and gentlemen, 711 is not a real number.
Is your roommate know? Your roommate
Oh my
knows?
goodness.
But I'm your bitch.
Okay, but does he know that you have it?
Yeah, of course.
So why are you calling him right now? I need you to tell me everything, because now, like, it's turning into something else. You have to just tell me. Just tell me everything. I work with you. No, I work with you. No one's out there anymore. It's just carrying my screen. I work with you. Got you.
Hey,
No,
you
no,
need to
no,
talk
no,
to your boy.
it's not-
You need to talk to your
it's-
boy. You need to talk to your boy.
Who? Okay.
Nigga. Fuck.
Talk to Puff. Puff's not putting anything out.
Let me tell you, guys are horny.
I know guys are horny. I
So,
get that.
Hold on. Listen. You are the prettiest girl I've ever met in my
Okay,
life.
are you hitting on me now? What's
No, I'm
happening?
not hitting on
Okay. No, seriously, what's happening? No, I just need you to tell me.
Yo, this dude is wild.
No,
He's
I
hitting
know,
up
I know.
on her.
Ow,
This is his sister,
No,
Not hitting on
but
you.
he's
I know,
hitting
I
up
get it,
on her.
I get it, I
So,
get it.
hold on. You're beautiful. You just need to tell guys to, like respect
Fall
your
back.
face, bro.
Got it.
That's
But
it.
I've never don't know who kid, so if he's in the video.
You saw my text.
If he's in the video, it's not me. It's because I
Babe,
never hooked up with. I'm
babe,
trying to tell you
Babe.
something.
I'm telling you right now, you could have been naked and playing with your pussy, and I was looking at it. And you-
Right? No, but that's not what we're talking.
Hold on, babe.
No,
hold
no,
on.
no, no.
Hold on,
That's
hold on,
not
hold
what
on.
we're talking
Wait,
about.
hold on, babe. I'm telling you right now,
No, we're not doing that. That's
I'm-
not happening.
but I'm telling you right now, you might as well have been fucking naked.
When? You said I was naked.
Babe, I'm telling you right now.
Right now I should be naked?
I'm telling you right now, I was watching the video.
Right. No, I get it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Right on. What the fuck?
What the
did you see? Can you tell me exactly?
Is that right now I should be naked?
Was I in a hotel room? Was I at home? Was I in the pool? Was I?
You like you were naked.
Jesse, right now I should be naked?
Right, because you were watching it. But what was happening in the actual
I mean,
video?
I'm just saying, I would have fucked you.
Right, I got it.
It
So
was
you're
so
so you're graduating to different things. I need you to just.
But I'm not a bad guy.
No, you're not a bad guy. You're a man.
He said he's graduating to different things.
What happened in the video?
This sounds like sexual harassment.
You're lying to me because you're
Nobody
telling me
fucked you.
somebody fucked me.
Nobody fucks you, but I would have fucked you, but nobody.
Right,
fucked
if you were there.
you. I was there and
Right,
I would have.
got it. So whatever the video was, it did justice to whoever was filming it and was excited about it. Got it.
100%.
But what did you see? Who
Nothing.
else was in the video?
Nothing.
Now you're lying to me.
I'm not
I'm
lying.
not fucking with you.
I'm not lying. Dude,
I'm not fucking with you.
I would never lie to you.
Nah, I'm not
I would
fucking.
never lie to you.
No, I'm not fucking.
So I was like, yo, I don't.
All right,
really
guy,
care.
that just looped. I'm going to end that. But I want to say something here. Hold on. Let me turn this audio off. Hold on, guys.
Because that's my little sister, and I have her
Okay.
back.
Right.
For
Yeah.
fucking death to his part.
Totally.
Thank you,
Thank
little
you.
sister.
Yes.
Paul.
No, what do you mean? Thank you.
No,
bitch?
no, I appreciate. No,
No,
seriously.
like if you fucking.
Okay, so listen, guys, ladies, and I want you to take this the wrong way. And I know a lot of you hang out with the guys that are a little more softer, you know, some purport to be gay, but don't get caught in a room with guys like Sunjit. This is supposed to be Cassie's one of her best friends. He kept saying my sister. Then all of a sudden it shifted course. All of a sudden she's trying to get the hands on this tape that she's supposedly have been in. We hearing allegedly DJ Who Kid might have been the person in the video. Because I don't know one Who Kid over the years. Now, it could be another Who Kid, but the only Who Kid I know, it would be in that circle, would be that Who Kid. But why is the best friend saying these weird things? You gotta be careful. You may think the guy you next to might be he might be gay, but he might not be gay. And he just turns right in that moment in the room with you. He just says, I don't want to be gay anymore. And you don't undress in front of him. You done did all that. You know how you ladies be doing. You know how you be doing. They let the gay guy be in the room with you, getting all naked, and you're doing everything. He's just standing there like he's gay. And that may be an act. That may be an act. This guy was waiting for that opportunity all these years, and you gave him that opportunity. Now you're in a room with a guy who decides he doesn't want to be gay anymore, and he want to be straight. You sitting in a room butt naked with a guy who's not gay. You think he's gay, but he's really not gay. You got a straight man in the room, and you a bucket naked, and he been fantasizing. Come on. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh my God. Yeah, he didn't sound gay, but I'm just saying that your ladies gotta be careful. Don't be listen. Don't first of all, you my lady, I don't care if you got a gay friend, a straight friend, but they ain't supposed to be in the room with you when you're doing anything personal. No. None of that. So that dude couldn't take it anymore. He just came out, delete attraction. He just came out and just said what he wanted. He couldn't take it anymore. He done Cassie in the room. He done saw tape. He had to see something. I don't think this guy just came from left field. He's seen something, but he might not just been telling what he saw. And someone said something very important. Cassie's not black. Sujin doesn't sound like he's black. Sounds like Indian. Because I think it heard a reference to another Indian person that might have seen something. And Jane Doe is not black. So I saw someone on Twitter saying, protect black women. Cassandra Ventura is not a black woman. She's not a black woman. Jane Doe is not a black woman. And I said on Twitter, I didn't see none of the women rights activist groups out in court. No, I never seen them out there. No one was out there protesting with signs and everything, and it was none of that. And even Mia, she definitely wasn't black. She was of the other persuasion. So I don't know what you're talking about, black ladies, black women. What are you talking about? What are you arguing about on Twitter about? Protect black women. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The two victims that was in this case, alleged victims in this case, were not people of color. And that's a fact. That's a fact. They weren't people of color. Listen. I don't know what Capricorn clock was. I mean, oh, anyway, I'll leave that alone. I'll leave that one alone. But you get my point. The notion that black women want to be protected is just crazy. You're gonna go on to the next story and bring your social media posts out. Protect black women. Protect black women. Diddy hired a lot of black women. A lot of black women, gave them opportunities, a lot of jobs and everything. But you want to ignore that as well. You want to ignore the fact that he's hired a lot of black women in his organization. You don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about none of that. You just want to talk about two individuals that was trying to grab money from Mr. Combs. Right. Yeah, protect black men. How about that? Shauna Ray. Protect black men. Right. And Puff loved Kim Porter. And he had a thing for Young Miami, I believe. But other than that, let's stop the crap. Stop with the crap. I ate some more tea. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. We've been here for 2 hours, and I'll see you on my next live. You know how we started? It's how we going to end this. Yeah, hold on, guys. Let's take this out here with a little music. Let's get some little music over here. I need my Diddy music. My Diddy music. Oh, I can't play. Diddy will strike my page.